Hey everybody, this is Ken Renner, real estate expert in the Austin, Texas area. I want to take a moment to say thank you so much for checking out the smart system, and I just wanted to do a webinar by myself here for you so I can go specifically into some of the things that, especially for realtors and mortgage professionals and title company people, not just your investors, so that you can get kind of clues about how I'm using the system differently and effectively than just using it as a reverse wholesale type of database. But I'm really excited about the cash buyer database because it's introducing me to a whole new league of people. I'm getting introduced to some people with some high net worths, and I'm getting in relationship with them, and that's what I want to introduce with you today. Just it's going to be about 10 minutes, so if you got just 9 to 10 minutes, that's all I'm going to do on this PowerPoint. I'm just going to cover the details and kind of give you also some of the testimonials that I've had regarding the system. And so, like I said, take a few minutes, kick back, watch it, and then get in contact with me. Let's talk about it and see what it can do for you and your business. Okay, just for quick bio for me, I'm a real estate expert here in the Austin, Texas area with over 30 years of experience. Got my first license when I was 19. I'm turning 50 this year. So $250 million in sales and over $100 million in the past 6 years. So I'm not just a newbie to this real estate investing business. I've also bought and sold over 100 properties myself. I'm a current real estate investor, own multiple properties, and also kind of a cool thing, I have the #1 real estate video channel in the nation with 11 million views. Also a state licensed continuing education instructor for realtors and a video coach, and so, and author of 4 nationally published books. Okay, I want to talk to you about Real Estate Worldwide. This is a great company that I've gotten involved with. I speak at their national conventions. And Real Estate Worldwide has a lot of great products, but I'm going to specifically talk to you about the SMART system. This is one of their more higher-end products because of the complexity and the value that you have with it. It's SMART, S-M-A-R-T, which stands for Strategic Marketing and Real Estate Training. For those that are already investors or really or real estate agents or mortgage professionals, you're going to get this. And for those that are new and amateurs too, this has got a ton of training that you need to know, cutting edge stuff. But I want to focus more towards towards my ethnos, towards my industry, which is real estate agency and brokerage and investing, because this is where it really becomes a really useful and valuable tool. First of all, once you get into the SMART system, you're going to see it's very easy to use. There's not a whole lot of stuff to it as far as a lot of buttons to go through. It's really what we're doing is we're accessing the database of cash buyers and private money lenders anywhere in the nation that we want to be in a relationship with. And I'm going to show you how easy it is, and I'll tell you some testimonials of how I've already gotten a relationship with several investors and multimillionaires. Right now our real big problem is that for real estate investors and really in general, banks are making it so difficult to get financing. And so that's why we're seeing over 30% of the transactions nationwide now are cash. In being a real estate broker in the busy Austin, Texas market, I can tell you that we're seeing multiple offer situations, and cash buyers are the ones usually getting the deal, even if it's not, even if they're competing against a financed transaction. They're often getting a better price and sometimes a real wholesale deal on the property if they're willing to close with cash. But so we got to get to know these people, whether we're a real estate professional or an investor, so we can tell them, hey, you need to jump in on these properties that we've got here because values are going up and rents are going up, and you know the value of that leverage that we can have. So we're gonna delve into the cash buyers and the private lenders. How you find them? That's a good question. How do you find the 30% of the transactions nationwide that are being paid cash? Well, guess what? They're in the tax records. But are you going to go down to the courthouse and go through every tax record and try to find the people that paid cash and then get their address? That would be pretty not a very good use of your time and pretty tedious. So that's where the SMART system came up. It is a very robust system. It has a database of 6.6 million cash buyers and private money lenders. Almost over 90% of all the cash buyers in the United States and the private money lender transactions in the United States for separate. It's kind of a search engine that is delineated by zip code and by county. So you can. Well, let's get in here. We'll show you. This is when you your cash buyers search button. You can plug in. Very simple. There's a tutorial to the left that you can watch. It's a couple minutes just to show you how to use it, but it's kind of be simple like what I'm doing right here. You go over to select the state which you want to find your cash buyer list. There it is. Your property address is what we're looking. So you got your property address and then your buyer address. So that's the great thing about this system. Not only can you find out the property they purchased, but you can also find out the property, the address of where they live, and oftentimes the phone number too, so you can even pick up the phone and call. And also has it, as you go down, scroll down here, it has the number of properties they purchased in the last several years, and you can sort by price and sale date. Right now, we'll just go ahead and take a look. I'm from Texas, so we're putting in the Texas database. We're going to do, we have a MSA. Our MSA is Travis and Williamson County and Hayes County. We're going to just go ahead and click on Travis and Williamson. And boom, within a few seconds, you're going to get all the cash buyers in our Tri-County area here. And if you look here, you can see you're getting the property they purchased and the zip code of that property, the name of the buyer, where he lives, where the buyer lives, the phone number, not all the phone numbers, but there are plenty of phone numbers in here, how many transactions they did, when they actually purchased it. So you've got a lot of information here. When you contact this buyer, you can actually say, oh yes, hey, I see you purchased a property on on July 26, 2012 over here on Parker Lane. And so notice here, though, in the last 6 months, just in our Tri-County area, we've had 1,347 cash transactions. We had a realtor the other day ask me, well, if everybody's using this system, then then it's going to be saturated. And the truth is, you're not going to send out 1,347 letters. If you are, you're a rock star, because that costs you a couple grand to do that. What I've done is I just sent out a simple 250 letters, and what I did was go back to this. I chose the buyer's address when I did my search as being, you can actually select the buyer's address of being out of state. So I picked only buyers that bought property in cash from out of state, and I did 250 letters, and I've got 4 solid responses that I'm now engaged with. So what happens is the letters generated automatically for you by just going up here saying print letters, or you can have actually go through their mailing system and have these letters mailed for you, and it costs about, I think it's 98 cents per letter, really cheap, and they put a real stamp on it, and they put the address on it, and you don't have to print anything out. And it's a very professional looking a letter, and I've got an example of it, and it's really easy to send out. You don't even have to put a stamp on yourself. So this is the way the letter looks, and if you notice here, you've got a number of different letters you can choose from here. There's about probably 15 different letters, but this is the one that I used. And it's here's the guy's name. He's Stephen James in Brenham, Texas. Got this letter. We went ahead and sent him. This is boilerplate. I just went ahead and I rewrite the book. We know that Kent Clothier, who put this system together, has tried and true tested these letters, and this is the one that has brought in the most business. It says, I understand you recently purchased a property, 2001 Parker Street. This is very proprietary information to say. How did they know that? Obviously. That's pretty interesting that he knows that. So that's like, wow, you're already an insider. And it says, if you wish to see a copy of my current inventory or would like for me to consider adding you to my current buyer list, please call me. And that's kind of a reverse psychology, or is that saying that if you'd even like for me to even consider you being on my private list of potential buyers, and then give me a call. It's almost a challenge. So. Very well written letter. Now you can write your own letters if you want, because you can actually you can import this database into a spreadsheet, and therefore you can manipulate it any way you want. And that's actually what we're doing next week. We're going to do a private money note buyer letter that's going to go out, and we're going to do a different approach, because I've got a note seller that's co-oping with me on sending some letters out. Here's your typical, all these different letters to choose from that you've got. You can pick through these depending on what you got and what you want. And then this is the second part of the system, which is the private money lenders. Same idea. You go in there, and these are private people who are not institutions that bought a property or that lent on a property with their own money, private money. So this is what's great about private money is you don't have to worry about the bank's rules. There is no bank involved. It's some individual that took their cash out, a little more sophisticated type of investors that took their cash out of their bank or their IRA, their self-directed IRA, and loaned it to some investor like me, and get a higher rate of return to get in the bank, and really with a secure real estate investment. So private money lenders is also a great source, not only cash to help fund your deals, but also people I want to get in relationship with, and that's the whole point of this. Is I want to know these people who can stroke out a check for $350,000 cash to loan on a property over, in Lake Travis area. I want to know these people, and that's how we're getting to know them. So once again, we can hit the state, Texas, Travis, Williamson, Hayes County, and then boom, within a few seconds, you get all the people here that in the last 6 months that have lent their own money to buy a property. Here's this guy, Mark White, had loaned. Here's where he lives. He lives in Longview, Texas, and he loaned money on a property on Dewdrop in Leander, Texas. Sometimes it'll show here also the number of transactions. This person, Chad Denton, who lives on Palmer Drive in Round Rock, and there's his phone number. If you want to call him, call Chad. He loaned money on his own personal money on this property on Quail Avenue Court in Leander. But guess what? He also did 2 transactions in the last couple of years. So this guy's a very active lender, and he did this transaction on November 1st of last year. So once again, you can print these letters that we can go to the letters, and it comes out something like this. And I won't bore you with reading through this letter, but it's a good letter, and it just says that I've got properties that I can offer a higher return on your money than you traditionally get in a bank. And they already know that. And here's the beauty of this. These people are already active cash buyers or lenders. They don't need to be taught, like a lot of my newbie investors, why they should be doing this, how they should do it, where they should be investing. These guys are savvy. They're writing big checks out here to make their transactions happen. So for realtors, what a great contact, what a great database. Or lenders. Let's talk about loan officers. Let's say you're a loan officer and you want to maybe this person that loaned private money, maybe he wants to move his money around, or maybe he's a cash buyer, maybe he wants to get cash back out, cash out refinance. Or how about property managers? How about a property manager? We had my property manager called me up after seeing this and said, "This looks pretty interesting." I said, "Yeah, they just bought property. Or they just loaned on property here. That's an investment property. You should approach the owner and see if they need property management." So I presented this to a financial planner who is out looking to help people with their retirement plans. And I said, these guys are out there writing big checks on property. Don't you think those are the kinds of people that you want to get into your financial planning database and call these people or send them a letter and say, hey, we want to help you manage your money? What better way to track them down than these people are actually out there actively investing? So got a bunch of different letters you can choose from that are boilerplate. You can, of course, do your own if you'd like. So big deal is private money lenders and cash buyers, and the system itself, a smart system, is $19.97 a year, and there is financing available. So it's 6 months or 1 year cash, as good as cash. And so that means that you can start using the system and finance it, not even pay anything until you've already started getting some transactions, getting some deals. So if you want to go financing route, great. I just bought the system and paid for it outright and started using it. I can also sell this system to you separately if you only want cash buyer database. There's the URL for that, cashbuyerdatabase.com. Or if you just want the private money database, privatemoneydatabase.com, and those are $9.97 a piece. And I can tell you my first transaction. Let me give you a little bit of a background. I did a mail out, like I told you, my first mail out to 250 cash buyers from out of state. I got 4 good responses. The number one was a gentleman named Bill out of La Quinta, California. He's a developer, and the cash buyer database system, picked up the purchase date on a lot, probably about a $250,000 lot in a place in a high-end gated subdivision called Spanish Oaks. He called me up and he says, I'm building a $2 million house out here with a custom home builder, and I'm moving and relocating out of La Quinta, California. I'm done with California, and I wanted to start developing out here. We're currently working with him to find him a 100-lot subdivision where he can build homes between $250,000 and $750,000. This is an active investor, and I'm now in relationship with him. I met him at his house that was under construction, and soon he'll be moving here, and we are already working together. So that was the first one. The other one was a retired gentleman out of Ann Arbor, Michigan, who he was an Oriental man that I could barely understand him, but he was very interested because he is getting older in age, and he bought a house down here to move to get out of the cold weather. His name was Kenji, and Kenji went ahead and called me and said, I'm interested in finding out. I've got a house I paid cash for, but I'm not sure I want to be in that house because it's not close enough to the medical facilities that I need to be near as I'm getting older and my wife's getting older. So he's going to get with me. We're coming down here next month to think about selling that house down in the Butte, Kyle area where there really isn't a whole lot of hospitals, and he's probably going to buy up North Austin so that he can get closer to all the medical facilities up in the Williamson County area. Then the next buyer that I picked up was a guy out of South Carolina, car collector, obviously wealthy. He had he had a Bentley and a Rolls, and he flew out here because he had paid cash for a property we picked up in the system in San Marcos, bought a couple condos cash, and then we're working with him to find a property in Austin. He went to University of Texas back in the day, back in the 70s, and he wanted to relocate back here, and he's probably looking at a $500,000 to a $1 million property. And then the latest one we're working with is a $1.5 million buyer who is an architect out of New York City, who is looking to relocate to a place on or near the lake. He actually wants to be really on lakefront if he can, and that can be done. $1.5 million may be a little tough here in Austin, but guess what? We're working on with him right now. He knows what he wants. He even knows the builder he wants to use. So we might just find him a lot and build a custom home for him. So anyways, these are true life stories that I'm sharing with you in my business and how the smart systems work for me. And I'm closing them. I'm working on them. So I wanted to share this system with you. Talk about, once again, smart system, $19.97 a year. You can buy the databases separately if you'd like. There's also an income opportunity, by the way, too. This is the beauty of this. If you guys know anything about affiliate marketing, it's a brand new affiliate marketing company. You can earn 60% commission on Smart, and that's a lot of money. That's $1,200 on selling the system to people that you know that could use it. And really, I mean, we're selling the system to people all over the United States in different cities because my market's different than California, which is different than New York. So, you know, this is an untapped resource that you can tap into and then turn around and sell it to your friends. All you need to do is sell the system twice, and here's what you paid for. So if you want to know more about the income opportunity, please let me know. You got my phone number down there. You got my unique URL for the system. I am personally involved with the trainings in this company, in this corporation, since I'm one of the real estate experts in this field, and I'd love to talk with you. So there's my phone number. Call or text as soon as you can. So once again, here's all my contact information. And revisit this. Send this email out to this video out to your friends. Share it on your Facebook, and let's get talking about why I'm so excited about this. I'm meeting some very, very wealthy people and getting to know them. All right, thanks a lot. Have a great day.